Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to another Retro Spectrum Gaming Review, and as you can see, it is Jumping Jupiter from Quantum Sheep. This was released in the middle of April, and I got a little email from the authors, and it says it very well. I've made a Spectrum game with Jonathan Caldwell's platform game designer. It's Jumping Jupiter, and it's very reminiscent of Manic Miner. Except instead of collecting gold or rubbish in Jet Set Willy, you have to collect something even more important to the British colonisation of the solar system. You have to collect tea, while avoiding the enemies, obviously. Very simple controls in this one, as you can see, left, right, jump, and pause as well. And within moments, you can see exactly what's going on here. We've got our monsters roving around the surface, and it starts off here in the moon, but the background of the game is the tea has been spread out across all of the solar system, and you have been tasked to bring back as much tea as possible. So I think it's a very worthy cause. And it is relatively slow paced. Now, for those of you who are used to sort of feel of the speed that you would get in the Manic Miner Jet Set Willy games, it feels a little bit slower than that. But I'm reminded of some of the games that Codemasters made. Dizzy's the obvious one, Seymour and such like. It's got those larger graphics. It's got that slightly larger movement. In fact, the one that probably puts me in mind of is something like Hong Kong Phooey from High Tech Software, and various of their Hanna-Barbera licenses that they got with big, bold, clear graphics. Not necessarily the fastest gameplay, but certainly gameplay where you had to stop and think and look at what's going on. Because these early levels are relatively easy, it has to be said. But the level design does sneak up a little bit more as you go through the game. So for example, now we're getting in travelators, so you can't go back on a travelator as it's going to take me into the death of a balloon. I can jump up and backwards because we're in a game mode where you can steer yourself in the air. And while some levels have got a key that will open up that exit door, other levels are just nope. You're only getting out when you get all the tea. And that involves little pauses, little waits, and get you through. It's a really, really nice looking game. I said put together PGD, so there are some constraints in there. So, for example, your collision detection is on the frame around the graphics. So, for example, although that is a circle, my suspicion is it's actually the area that kills you is like a 16 by 16 pixel square, as opposed to the roundness in the circle, just because of the way that these games are going to be designed. See, like that death there didn't actually break the line of the circle, but it's inside the circle's sort of sprite window. So, dead you go. And it's an interesting one here because a lot of that will actually come down to the platform code that develops these games, as well as the collision detection you can add in. Sometimes it's not necessarily the issue with the developer. It's with the kit. And I'm perfectly fine with that. You know why? Because without those sort of kits, you don't get people able to express themselves, to develop art. Jumping Jupiter is, well, it's holding my attention. Don't get me wrong on that. It's nice, it's bright, it's colourful, and even though I know the tools are out there, I don't think it's something that I could actually get around and make myself. That was collision detection there, working in my favour. Okay, right, so I need this balloon to go underneath so I can jump up and get over. There we go, jump up, grab the key, open the door, and we'll fall down there. You'll see there we don't quite actually fall into the door, we're just inside the frame of the door itself. Now, Jumping Jupiter, 35 levels in the Jumping Jupiter game. all of which are quite hard. There's also the prelude to Jumping Jupiter with 15 levels, which is essentially the introduction, the early levels to get you more acquainted with the game. That's going to kill me as well. And this is where the sneaky level design comes in, because I should be able to do this. It looks obvious to do it, but I just can't get through it. Jumping Jupiter there, which you can download from quantumsheep.itch.io, and as always with the itch.io downloads, you are able to support the authors there when you download your code, your application, and you'll get both there. You'll get the prelude and the full release as well. Jumpin Jupiter, your manic minor clone, as you spread tea around the solar system in the solar system. Yeah, that's us. We're there. Love it. Recommend it. Have you enjoyed this video? Would you like to see more? Before you click through to watch something else, why not follow the link to help me make more fun reviews, clips and content?